Hi, my name is Kit and this is why I'm getting baptised. So I grew up in a Christian household. We went to church at Christmas and Easter, but we didn't really go on a Sunday. And I sort of didn't identify as a Christian for a very long time. I didn't want to be. I went to school and would tell people I was an atheist and had no real interest in religion at all. I found it interesting. I would look at philosophy and find out as much as I could about it, but I never had any interest in finding or knowing God. And that was my secondary school. None of my friends were religious. I hadn't had very good experience with religious people. And then I went to university, and in second year I ended up living with 3 people who were Christians. And I think we were all a bit nervous to live together to start with. But in our house we were very good at asking questions. So I asked lots and lots of questions about them and their religion, and they asked lots and lots of questions about me and my beliefs. And second year was quite hard. It was like the year after COVID, and we were all getting back used to having a social life and being in lectures at the same time. And I still was like, I don't want to go to church. I'm scared to go to church. I don't think that people will accept me there. And then third year came. I was feeling really just down and living for the next moment. I wasn't ever really happy with where I was. And my housemate, Jess, suggested that if I had all these questions, why don't I come along to an Alpha group? And she was like, oh, you'll find it really interesting. And I was like, okay, I'll come along to one. And I went to one and I spoke to lots of different people. I loved Alpha. It changed my life completely. And then I started doing more. So Jess suggested going to a Sunday service, and I did, and I loved it. And when the worship was happening, it was so different to anything I'd ever experienced before. And I went up and I prayed with Charlotte and Jess, and I accepted Jesus into my life for the first time. And that was a real moment for me, because I'd been so scared of coming to church, and I was surrounded by all these people who were just so accepting and so loving and worshipping loudly and proudly, and it was amazing. And I started to do more with the student side of church, so I went on the weekend away, which just completely blew my mind. And I'd had all these questions that I kept wanting people to be able to answer, and they couldn't. And at the weekend away I realised, well, it's questions that only God can answer, and I need to put all my faith into Him and know that He loves me and He trusts in me, and that I need to put all my trust and faith in Him, and that by doing so I can't go wrong. And now I'm going to be baptised, and for me it just means fully accepting God into my life and saying that I will live for you and in your name, and accept your love and love you wholly and completely forever.